welcome back everyone, welcome back to something very special. Welcome back to our weekly show match series, to the Club NV X Duckling Showdown number 2. This is a joint effort, a joint event here where both the Ducklings and Club NV have come together to bring you some lovely and beautiful show matches. Oh my god, here we go, exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the show matches that are going to be lying before us here today, as we start with a best of 3 to kind of ramp us in, to kind of ease our way into the following best of 7 down the line. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have a player that I have to fix on in-game. Un momento, papi, un momento. Bam, here we go. In the top right-hand corner, we have our South Korean Zerg player. Big fan of him here on the channel. South Korean Zerg player representing Club NV. It is Mondo. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. I also have to fix his name. One moment. God damn it. All these alternate IDs. There we go. Bam. Beautiful. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, I have to fix that. We have our Korean Terran player representing Club NV. It is QuanTa. And hold on. Is this better? Bam. There we go. That's okay. that's all right. Here we go. We have our ZvT to kick things off, and again, it's great to see these two players again. For those who are unfamiliar with Mondo and QuanTa, they are up-and-coming players in the Korean scene. Mondo, again, he was kind of like one of the players that I was keeping my eye on in 2023, kind of rising through the ranks amongst the Korean Zerg players. Amongst Korean players in general, so was QuanTa. If you're maybe a little bit more familiar with some of these other players, I would say that players like QuanTa, Mondo, 3 Point, Percival, Honmono, Genio, Curry, Stephen Curry, another is slipping my mind, Lunacy. There's quite a lot actually. There's quite a lot of up-and-coming Korean players, all kind of Code A players, is maybe the better way to put it. Can't quite make it into Code S, but they're all like Code A level players. They have all been, they all kind of rose up together in the COVID era of StarCraft. So I'm talking 2020, 2021, 2022, into 2023 as well. A lot of those players, Gyelzing is another big one there. A lot of those players have kind of fallen by the wayside, unfortunately. A lot of those players have since retired. Mondo was one of them. Mondo straight up retired. I think we casted his last event. I think it was in a Sparkling Tuna Cup a couple of months ago, and he did end up stepping away, which was a little bit sad to see. But recently, Mondo has returned. He's like, yeah, you can't keep me back for much longer. He has returned. I will say that I believe that QuanTa is more in form. Oh, I did forget the. I would say that coming into this, QuanTa is more in form, but we'll see if Mondo has been able to recover his skills and is able to keep up with someone of the likes of QuanTa. In their prime, they were both pretty comparable. I would even say that Mondo was maybe slightly ahead of QuanTa in their skill when they were both active. But again, Mondo has been inactive for quite a number of months. Here we go. Is going to be going for that third hatch. It was delayed for a moment there. It was a hatch gas pull into a third base from Mondo. Meanwhile, across the map, we have QuanTa getting into his 1-on-1. Now, I know I was talking a little about Mondo, but QuanTa, he is one of my favorite Terran players in Korea, I'll be honest. I love him so much. He is known for a specific build, for a very specific build. It is the Quad Thor drop. If you've heard of it, if you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. And mech is what he's known for. Mech is really what QuanTa's known for, but a very stylistic form of mech. Very unique form that you don't see amongst many other players. I remember casting QuanTa for Solar, and QuanTa was making some magic happen against Solar Map. It was beautiful. This was like a year ago. I can't believe it's been so long. I also remember QuanTa versus the Zerg Lord. That was another big match. That was another big series that QuanTa was able to flex and really showcase his skill. But we'll see how this all does unfold as we are opening up Cyclone. Again, I haven't actually casted QuanTa this patch. Like, he has been a little bit more inactive, and I haven't casted him in the new patch, so I wonder how he embraces the new Cyclone as we are going bio. We are not going for the add-on swap, we are going into Stim. Alright, no mech. Not yet. Let's go. So we open up Hellion Cyclone. This is a Cure opener, by the way. Again, Cure and QuanTa, they were on the same team for quite some time. I wouldn't be surprised if they're friends, if they talk about the game and even practice together. Ooh, as Mondo going for a Lair first. Okay, so a very safe standard opener out of Mondo. We'll lose an Overlord, but is going to be going Lair first into a Bailey Nest, so a very safe play here. Should be prioritizing Bailing speed as a result. As soon as that Lair is done, meanwhile, QuanTa just getting into his third CC. Now, it was a 1-1-1 opener, so very aggressive out of QuanTa. The third base has been delayed from our Terran player, and we'll see if our Terran player can make it worth it. Remember, the third is late, which means he has to get economic damage done, ideally. So with the late third, we have an abundance of Hellions and Cyclones. QuanTa going to be threatening a dive, threatening a push. See if he can push in as we do get on top of one of the queens. Oh, good positioning here at this ramp. A solid choke point. The Lings cannot engage. At the same time, Liberator into the main. Liberator does siege up. Good reaction so far. Mondo does minimize his losses. At the same time, is keeping up with the Hellion movement as well. At the same time, we have a Viking on the left-hand side. We've already got 2 Overlord kills, and we're going to get a third. Big damage here with the Viking. Liberator in the main base gets a kill on a queen, and QuanTa is getting damage done here. He's pulling Mondo apart. Pulling him left and right, getting another couple of drone kills here. 3 workers go down. At the same time, we catch a queen. Transfuse 1 second too late. The queen falls as well. QuanTa gaining a lot of ground here. And remember, behind this is working on a third CC and building up a bio-based army. Getting into mass marine, into marine tank. This isn't game-ending damage, but these are good trades nonetheless for QuanTa. Good trades overall. Meanwhile, we'll have to... Hold on. I got a color code. Got it. God damn it. I have to put it in manual. God damn it. Hold on. Just trying to fix up the color for QuanTa's name. And it looks like... Bam. Beautiful. It blends in. Does blend in now. Between our 2 lovely players. Hopefully they don't switch sides in the next games. Hopefully. As the dust does settle, QuanTa backs off. The hatchery does get up and running. Mondo, he's on a decent worker count here at 3-base saturation. He's getting ready for a big counterattack. At the same time, QuanTa pushing on the right-hand side. Reinforcing here with a lot of Marines, 2 tanks with this army as well. His third base is very exposed. So he is vulnerable to a run-by, but at the same time, he's focusing on that push. Hellbats are being morphed in. The army's been spotted. Mondo, he goes for the run-by. Goes for the counterattack, will get a lot of SCVs. At the same time, though, we are pushing in. Bailey's there, will roll on forward. Big connections on the Marine. Oh my god. Half the Marines do go down. A little bit late to split, late to react there by QuanTa. We'll lose 12 SCVs across the map, but he has to push in. But does QuanTa have enough? Again, the Bailing connections may have just been too good. Good target firing here on those Bailings. But the tank does fall, and Mondo holds. Mondo holds. He shuts down the Medivacs. Does lose 2 drones in the process, but he shut down the economy of QuanTa. And that's what matters. That is what matters here. Marines and Sibin once again, they get a queen. Oh, they get 1, they get 2. 2 queens, but we take Bailings to the face. Another drop here, a desperation move here out of QuanTa, trying desperately to pull Mondo back home to buy time. But Mondo, we have Infestation all the way. Our upgrades are lacking here. 1-1 just finished. We can start working towards 2-2. 2-2 now on the way. QuanTa desperately pushing out here on the left-hand side as well. It was a good start from QuanTa, don't get me wrong, but the fight was brutal. The fight was very much so in favor of Mondo. Was able to shut him down. Likewise, they do clean up some of these Marines. Drop into the main. Trying to deal with this queen, but will be cleaned up as well. Oh! Even getting on top of that medevac. And QuanTa just bleeding out too much here. Still trying to get this third base back up and running. Fourth is on the way. Mondo already on 85 drones. We have the ideal worker counts. Mondo looking strong here in his economy. Oh, we have a Viking harass. I'm just got 3 Overlord kills. Okay. The MVP. Oh no! Goes down. The Viking falls. We're working on +2 vehicle? Wait, what? Again, QuanTa, very stylistic player. He does things his own way at times. Yeah, he's been sneaking in a couple of vehicle upgrades. Oh, the Bailings! They connect. They shut down the drop. And Mondo has map control. Mondo, he is maxed out at this point, snowballing out of control. One fight is sometimes all it takes, and QuanTa is struggling. And it wasn't just one fight, it was also the Bailing run by, or the Ling run by. As we have Ling swarming from the right-hand side, getting on top of the tanks as well. +1 vehicle armor is just not going to be enough. As we shut down the tanks, we shut down the army as well, swallowing up what QuanTa has left. And Mondo will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Mondo was struggling early on. I will say that. I will say that QuanTa had a bit of a better early game, but it all came down to that one fight where QuanTa did overextend and was caught off guard by the Ling Bane on the right-hand side, but that's because he was distracted by the Ling run-by that was happening back at home at the 3rd base. And Mondo was able to snowball out of control on both ends. He was able to get damage done with the Ling run-by. He was also able to break the main army as well. Mondo getting out of control there, and with that, takes game 1. And now we're getting ready for game number 2. If you're curious about the map order, we have it here. Game 1 is on Hecate, game 2 is on Alcyone, and game 3 is going to be on Golden Aura. Here we go. Best of 3 between these 2 players. Remember, it's going to be a best of 7 afterwards between Creator and Gumiho. This is merely the appetizer, the entree, the Code A match, leading into the Code S match, if you will. Just featuring more of the Korean scene. Here we go, spawning in the... God damn, they switched places. God damn it. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Oh, hold on. That's it. That's it. We're getting there. We're getting there. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have our South Korean Zerg player representing Club NV, leading the series 1-0. In this best of 3 show match, it is Mondo. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, also representing Club NV as well. It is QuanTa. Looking to fight back, looking to claw his way back into this and force the ace match. We'll see if he can pull it off. We'll see if he can bring it back. Also, as we get ready here for our second game, a big shout out to MM50 in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months in a row. Mondo, oh, let's go. Oh, sorry, meme, my apologies. Just blew over my head. Meme 50, I think that's how you would say it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. We appreciate the support. Always, papi, always. And thanks to the support in the chat that we're able to host a lot of our events and run our tournaments. Thank you. Thank you. Of course, here it's not just us. A big shout out to Club NV. Club NV, who supports not just these players, but also these show matches as well. They do whatever they can for the Korean scene. Much love. Much love to Club NV. Much love. So we are getting into this. So far, Rax Expand, standard opener here from QuanTa. Likewise, Mondo going for a hatch gas pool. Here we go. See, completed the chat. 420 points on the Zerg. Who wants my points? I haven't looked at the match line yet to see where points have been thrown around. Regardless, it's going to be a standard opener here from Mondo. Going to be getting into a hatch gas pool, into a 3rd base on time, on location. It's going to be on QuanTa. So you got to read on this and to try to punish this. Or at least confirm what Mondo is up to. Dips in, going to be dancing with these Lings, dancing with those drones. So far, not getting anything. The Queen comes out just in time, and Mondo doesn't lose either Ling or drone. Forces back the Reaper. Behind this, a much more economic opener. Remember, winding it back, in game number 1, QuanTa did go for a 1-1-1 opener into an abundance of Hellions and Cyclones, into a more aggressive start here in Game 2. Third base. We have a third CC before Stargate, before Starport even. A very economic opener out of QuanTa. And this makes a lot of sense. So QuanTa is going to be mixing it up. On a map like Alcyona, it is very macro-oriented. It is very much so a map where we commonly see split map play. This would not be a bad map for mech. Again, traditionally, in years past, whenever I cast QuanTa, he's been known for his mech style. Is that still the case? It's been like half a year? It's been a long time since I've casted QuanTa, so I don't know if he's changed his ways. I don't know if he's reformed, or if he is, you know, the same meching Terran that he's always been. And I hope it's the latter. We'll see. I want to see the QuanTa build, Papi. I want to see it again. It's been too long. As Hellion's going to be moving out on the right-hand side, pushing towards the mining bases here of Mondo. Third base getting up and running. And right now, it's just a dance here between the Queens and the Hellions. Just trying to keep up here with the aggression. And we do see a 1-1-1 opener or follow-up from our Terran player. Started Stim for a moment. Are we going for the add-on swap? We are not. We're going Viking into Liberator. And we're getting into Buyer. Stim is on the way. Oh, I want the QuanTa build, Papi. It's not happening. Not now. See, this is making me cheer for QuanTa. This makes me want an ace match. Yeah, all the way. Send it, Papi. Send it. Bring us to game 3. Whip it out. But here we go. Hellions pushing on the right-hand side. This time, no Cyclones. Just pure Hellion into Liberator. Now we have a Bio transition. Stim still on the way. Plenty of Raxes behind us as well. Third base being taken on location. Or being landed on location. And we're easing into the mid-game. Meanwhile, just like the previous game, Mondo is not cutting corners. He is going lair first. It's a lair into Baneling Nest, so we're not rushing into 1-1 upgrades, not rushing into Evo chambers. We're not cutting corners, just pretty standard safe play out of Mondo. Everything looking as it should. Hellion's going to be dipping in. Skirting around the edges of the creep. Just testing the waters here as the fourth base is being taken. Interesting expansion pattern. More often than not, Zerg players would take the triangular third as their fourth, or even as their third base, and expand to the right-hand side to gain access to the gold. That's the purpose of expanding in this direction. But Mondo, he is avoiding the gold entirely. Interesting. Liberator does get into the main, and oh, we have a transfuse! We trade 1 for 1. Lib for a queen. No drone damage, though. The workers were left safe and sound. The queens, they did get stuck with each other a little bit, unfortunately, and Mondo wasn't able to save that queen in the end. Meanwhile, Mondo again getting that fourth base up and running. The advantage of this fourth, as opposed to the gold base, is that you have the Rich Vesting Gas Geyser, so you can afford Hive Tech a lot easier. You can get into faster Hive Tech, you can get into Hydras, so Ling Main Hydra. Can be something to take advantage of with this gas. With that northern base. We'll see if we go there. For now, Mondo just going to be spreading his creep, establishing himself. Likewise, QuanTa banning out his units as best he can. Aliens do threaten a dive. Don't quite commit. Again, plenty of Ling Bane in position. Now we get into 1-1. Likewise, behind this, we're also building up this Bio Force. Like, we've only been harassing with these Hellions and Cyclones, and behind this, QuanTa is just building up his Marines, his Widow Mines. Second factory's on the way, which means we should soon be seeing 2 more gases and a 4th CC. QuanTa is not going all in. QuanTa is going to be transitioning and expanding into a 4th. Longer game. Meanwhile, here comes the Hellbats. Pretty dedicated push here out of QuanTa. This time, no tanks. It's going to be Widow Mines instead. It's going to be a mine push. 1-1 finishing up in 10 seconds. A very crisp timing here from QuanTa. 4th CC is on the way. And we do shut down the 5th of Mondo. We force a cancel, not a kill. It's going to be cancelled. Queens are coming in. We do have a wraparound. The mines. How good are the mines just going to be as they crash into the Marines and the... Oh my god, and the Hellbats. A big cleanup. One medevac full of Marines evacuates. Barely anything survives. Sure, we did force a cancel, but that was a solid cleanup there from Mondo. A solid cleanup. Now again, QuanTa wasn't all in, but that was a brutal trade. I'm almost afraid to look. Oh. Again, he was only pushing with 16 Marines, thankfully, but did lose quite a big chunk of them. Lost all the Hellbats as well. You know, behind this, QuanTa going for a split push across the map towards the fourth base here of Mondo. Mondo not quite in position. Up! That's a kill! It's going to be a kill on the hatchery. Marines, they push on forward. Good target firing here on the Bailings. There's a handful of Bailings on the way, but this may just be too much. QuanTa, he just barely cuts off these Bailings, and it looks like he breaks through into the fourth base. Mondo getting caught out a little bit here. Mine shots go off. We do force back the army here towards the south. Oh my god, massive mine shot on the Bailings. And we have it back and forth. Initially, Mondo had a good fight here towards the south, but now QuanTa is fighting back. Threatening a dive into this mineral line. And Mondo, he is spread thin. Marines, they come in once again, they catch an Overlord. Drones are going down. They try to engage. Looks like we will eventually clean this up. At the same time, we're pushing towards the south. Once again, hoping to cancel this hatchery, and it's going to be canceled again for a third time. Mondo just can't take a fifth. And this is getting dangerous. The mines. This is getting dangerous here as we have one more mine shot to go off, but QuanTa about to establish his fourth as Mondo is still only on 4 bases. He has an 82 working count. He has a high drone count, that is true, but Mondo is not mining efficiently here. He needs a fifth. Desperately so, and it's not going to happen. Marines, they sim forward once again. They force another, the fourth cancel? Is that the fifth cancel? Ah, so many cancels. We just want a fifth. Oh, a big mine shot on the lanes. A good trade here out of QuanTa. At the same time, we did threaten to drop into the main. Looks like the drop was dealt with. QuanTa just keeping the pressure up. Gets a couple of workers. Gets all the gas mining drones as well. Mondo trying to remax here on Ling Bane Hydra. Working on 2-2. On the mines. Decent shot on Lings. Likewise, we do see QuanTa just amassing his army, pushing once again his fourth, fully operational, and he can work on a fifth. He can work on his own fifth base at this point. Oh, the drop is going to be shut down, though. Mondo gaining a bit of momentum. Shuts down the drop, but he still needs another base. Desperately. QuanTa up in upgrades. He's got 2-2, 3-3 on the horizon. 2-2 about to finish up here for Mondo. Now the mines. Oh. And good trade here from QuanTa. Cleans up a lot of those Bailings. There's one Widowmine behind this, and doesn't go off. Clutch move there out of Mondo, does pull back in time. Double drop into the main base. At the same time, the main army here pushing towards the north. We have tanks, we have Widowmines. We're pushing in. The drop here at the third base is going to be denied. Good defense out of Mondo. At the same time, though, can he collapse on this army? There may just be too much. Not enough Bailings. Hydras are exposed, and QuanTa, he is breaking through. QuanTa, he is pushing through. Can he pull this off? Reinforcements are on the way. Here come the Lings. Mine shot's going to be going off. We have friendly fire, and QuanTa, he barely gets on top of these tanks. The tanks will fall. At the same time, Mondo going for his own run-by, his own counter-attack. He's had enough defending. Busts through the depots, gets into the mineral line. Ooh, 7 SCVs go down. And at the same time, he denies the fifth. How does it feel? Fifth CC is cancelled. Oh my god, we're going to be throwing down 2 more CCs behind this. We got a lot of minerals to work with. 3 CCs on the way. Ghost Academy as well. But it does look like QuanTa has been falling a little bit behind macro-wise. Whether it's lack of Raxes or missing some production cycles. As QuanTa has got 1k in the bank, we need to make something. So QuanTa tunnel visioning a little bit too much here. As Mondo is maxed. He is maxed out. There we go. We do have our production now underway. But that was a big delay. Like, there wasn't a supply block, by the way. I was checking. A big delay there, which means Mondo has a bit of momentum. He can try to push on forward here on the right-hand side. The fourth is an orbital, not a planetary. Greedy move out of QuanTa. Very greedy here from our Terran player. Going for the orbital. Means that Mondo could bust in. His army has been spotted. QuanTa going to rotate around. QuanTa is getting in position. At the same time, Mondo ready for his own run by here. Towards that fifth. That's a lot of Bailings. That's a lot of Bailings, and here we go. We are rolling on forward. How good are the mine shots? They're okay. Decent mine connections. Good split here as well towards the end. We shut down the Ling Bane. And the Hydras, they have to back off. So a solid defense from our Terran player. At the same time, we clean up all the Lings. We get eyes on the borrowed Lings as well. So a really good fight from our Terran. Meanwhile, Lunkerton. Lurkers are on the horizon, but they're still on the way. They're still not ready. QuanTa pushing forward. Tanks are sieging. We get one. 1, 2 tanks. 3 tanks will be going down just before they can get really any shots off. All 4 tanks go down. Mondo, he can fight this head-to-head. Marines on their own, being forced back. This is getting very scrappy. Fifth, finally up here for QuanTa, is on 90 SEVs. Should be looking to take the golds momentarily as well. Oh! But Mondo has map control. At one point, Mondo, he was stuck defending back at home, holding on to his 4th, struggling to take a 5th, but now he has a 6th and a 7th hatchery. Mondo, he's just snowballing out of control here. With an insane economy, is remaxing. QuanTa has to rely on good fights, and this was a good trade. Trade with the Terran. Gets queens, picks up some Bailings. Gears up a lot of creep, gaining a lot of ground. We're being forced back. But here come the Lunkers. This is the game changer. We're diversifying our composition here. It's no longer just Ling Bane. It is Ling Bane, Hydra, Lurker, Viper. Let's go. We have our own counter siege units. Meanwhile, QuanTa's turtling. We have a line of sensor towers, bunkers, turrets should be thrown down as well. Yep, turrets as well. This is the power of Alcyone, is that you can stabilize and you can fortify yourself on these 4 bases. Sorry, on these 5 bases. The 6th, which would be this goal base, is pretty well fortified as well because you have the high ground. You have these ramps here, these points of elevation. That is why very often we have late game here on Alcyone. Very often we have split map scenarios. We go on the distance here in game 2. Now, as a result, Lurkers are a little bit less potent. Lurkers are really good in these like frontal engagements, in these big fights, especially in the middle of the map. But trying to break contains, Lurkers are less than ideal. That is where Ultras and Broodlords are superior. But here we go. We are trying to push in. We're going for the dive. Big Snipe's going to be going up for the Ling Bane, is rolling in. And do we have enough support for the Ghost? The Snipes are insane on those Lurkers. The Ling Bane cannot touch them. The Ghost stands strong. We run out of Ling Bane, and now these Lurkers are looking very exposed. They're Lurkers on their own. They cannot break this position. And QuanTa, he cleans everything up. We're down to 3 Lurkers, 4 Lurkers. And Mondo, can he hold? Can he hold on? But up, do we have a scan? But now, gonna be forcing back QuanTa. Again, no tanks with this army. Goes to the scan. Ooh, Snipes a little bit late. A lot of Marines go down. That was not a good fight. Not the best fight from QuanTa. But he does save his Ghost. He does pull back. At the same time, a massive Ling counter attack. Going for the gold. Going for the planetary. Oh, sorry, going for the orbital. Right, there is no planetary. Going for the orbital. Gets a tank, gets the bunkers as well. Massive Ling run by, and again, this is the danger you take here for not getting a planetary. As the army has to rotate over, 14 SCVs go down. A massive Ling run by cripples the economy here of QuanTa, denies the goal base as well. Mondo is still in this. Didn't have a good fight pushing in, but is able to achieve a lot here with this run by. And now he's remaxing on Ling Bane. Do we have any Vipers? No. No Vipers, we have one Lurker. That was an expensive army that Mondo lost. And QuanTa has a better bank. Again, QuanTa, he wants to fight back at home. That's the thing. He wants to take these fights defensively back at home. Ideally for the Terran. With these choke points, with these siege lines. And Mondo should be recognizing this. And his goal should be to deny the gold and to tank. Like, we should be seeing, like, Double Spire, Greater Spire, Ultra Cavern. Instead, we're committing. No tanks. Uh-oh. QuanTa's out of position, by the way, in this base. It's gonna go down. Mondo, he breaks through at the same time. We're going for a base trade. We're going for a big counterattack. So many SCVs going down. 34, 35. Sorry, 45. 45 SCVs, and the CCs are on fire. We're rolling in. We're not done. The Baileys are rolling into the main base as well. At the same time, QuanTa not turning around. Gets one hatchery, going for another. It's full-on base trade mode at this point. Mondo is turning back around, though. He's turning back around, and he did so much damage. A bust into the base. Big connections. We contaminate the Raxes. Don't know if that was necessary, but did contaminate the Raxes, and QuanTa, he races back home with his army, but what does he turn back to? What does he come back to? There's nothing here. The natural is forfeit, the third base is gone, the fifth as well. QuanTa, he has been broken, and behind this, even though Mondo lost some bases, he still has bottom right. He still has so many bases up and running. He still has a superior economy, and Mondo remaxes. He remaxes with Ling Bane. Again, QuanTa, he was caught out of position, caught with a weird base trade, and he didn't commit. And even if he did, to be fair, there was no guarantee that he could have ended the game. But now QuanTa, he's in a really rough position. He is in a rough position here, going for a drop. At the same time, pushing on the right-hand side. Like, everything was even. I would have said even QuanTa was ahead if he had stayed defensive. But he decided to push, was caught out. Chaos ensued, and now we're all in. Now we're completely all in with this army. What are we looking at? So looking at 11 ghosts, 3 tanks, Marines, Marauders. This army is looking vulnerable. And we are pushing in. We collapse on this. So many medevacs go down. And Mondo, he just remaxes it with more Ling Bane. At the same time, he keeps up with the drop on the left-hand side. Shuts down at that medevac. QuanTa, he's running out of steam. Running out of army. Trying desperately to expand and take another base. Again, QuanTa had stabilized. Like, we were maxed out. 200 versus 200. But in one swift move, in one big counterattack, Mondo was able to take a massive lead. Get a lot of momentum. We'll be pushing in. Yeah, there's one tank on the high ground. It's going to go down. Now we can collapse on the Marine army. Again, it's mainly Marines, a handful of ghosts. Mass Hydra's not going to trade amazingly, but we have Banelings. The Banelings are stuck behind the Hydras. Not the best fight out of Mondo. Big snipes here. Very efficient trade. A very efficient trade from QuanTa, but he's down to 100 supply, and Mondo can just keep remaxing. A good fight is not good enough. QuanTa needs to somehow cripple the economy. Takes down the base. Push in towards the right. Does scan. Oh, full mining base. Not a pretty sight here. QuanTa, he was unaware of this base up until now.
Can't come down and land right there.
And he's gonna snipe this hatchery. At the same time, a Ling counterattack. It's an orbital, not a planetary. The base is gonna go down, and Mondo, he's collapsing on the final army here of QuanTa. We'll evacuate. We'll get out with what little he has left. No Vipers, by the way. No Vipers from Mondo. And GG gets called. We run out of steam, and Mondo will be taking the series 2-0, taking down QuanTa. GG. GG, well played. I was hoping we could go the distance. I was hoping for an ace match, but regardless, Mondo does take it in the end, despite retiring, despite being inactive for months. He's been gone for months, by the way, but he does prove himself here after returning, after playing for like a week. Hold on. After playing for like a week, he's back. He's more or less in form, and he brings QuanTa down. GG, well played. Well played here by Mondo. This game 2 especially was quite back and forth. Could have really gone either direction here, but again, it did come down to that one big counterattack where both armies were on opposite ends of the map, and we had to commit, and in that moment, Mondo was able to take control of the game. From here, though, we're going to be going on a short break. This was, again, the opening match, the appetizer, because up next, we have a best of 7. A big congratulations to Mondo. A shout out to QuanTa. QuanTa may have gone down here, but he did not look bad, and again, much love to QuanTa overall. I hope to see more of him in the future as we get ready for our best of 7 between Creator and Gumiho. Oh, let's go. Best of 7 up next after the break. Our players are just going to be conducting their vetoes. We have our players ready for us. I believe Inu is going to be joining us for the Korean stream as well. So Inu is going to be casting in Korean. And we are going to be getting ready here for the best of 7. See you guys after the break.